So they're really fun. You can get all kinds of different little charms and stuff. So through the crimp bead, and I place it all the way down to the base. I'm not quite sure what colors to stick with. This is one that I just did. It came out really cute. So I kind of leave it just like that size because I'm gonna go over the crimp bead with a cover. Hello everybody, we are here today doing some crafting. I am going to show you guys how I would do a pacifier clip. This is my own style that I like to do. I make these all the time for my daughter for her toys or for her pacifiers. She also just loves to chew on them because babies love to put things in their mouths and they love to play. So I got a bunch of these beads off Amazon, or I also found some at my favorite craft store, Hobby Lobby. So you can get a variety from many different places, but I just wanted to buy like all different colors. So some of these, like these styles, I got from Hobby Lobby. The other ones I got from Amazon. So they're really fun. You can get all kinds of different little charms and stuff. So people use these to make those really pretty decorative pens, but I use these to make really cute little pacifier clips. So I had bought these really pretty like marbled beads from Hobby Lobby, and I like to use at least four of these. So these are the silicone beads multi-swirl. They come in 15 pieces. So I really like these. I thought these were like really beautiful, and I thought I'd make something for her. So what I like to do is I like to just pick colors that kind of go with the main beads or like a charm, and then I like to, you know, just come up with my own design and what I think would be super cute. So let's see. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys what I do, and keep watching. So I have a bunch of different color pacifier clips. You can get a pack off of Amazon. I found a couple like in Hobby Lobby, but I wanted the plastic ones for her. I didn't want her to have metal. Just personal preference for what I want to make. So I like to use the I like to use this wire for this craft. The wire is completely like hidden on the inside, so I know I can clean it if it needs to be cleaned, and it's not gonna fall apart because, you know, babies like to be rough and tough on things. So I use this one. I find this one at Hobby Lobby. So I've never measured how much I cut off of this, but I like to double up my, I would say I probably cut about I would say about 12 and a half inches. I fold the wire in half and then I cut it. So I keep my wire like this, and then I go in with whatever pacifier clip color I'm choosing for this project. I'm not sure which one. I'm kind of loving the yellow, so I think I'll do yellow. So I just place it through the loop here, and then I take my two fingers and pull the long pieces through that, and then I do a loop. So sometimes the loop will go backwards and sometimes it will go forward. Either way is totally fine. I pull it really tight. I want it nice and tight so that I can put my little crimp bead. So I use I think these are 4mm crimp beads. They're rounded crimp beads, so I just place the 2 wires through the crimp bead, and I place it all the way down to the base. And I take my crimper tool, and I just get as close as I can to it, and I give it a nice squeeze, and then I fold it one more time so that it's really secure. You know, you don't have to do this step. I just like the way it looks finished. And then I take a really nice crimp cover, and I go over my crimped bead that I just crimped, and I just like how it looks when it's done. So I just go over and crimp that. It can be, you know, sometimes they come out nice and neat, and sometimes they don't. You can also turn them. So this is just the beginning of our pacifier clip. So then I go along with the beads that I think, you know, would look very nice with this, and I'm not quite sure what colors to stick with, but I really love these marbled beads. So I have these 4 with these 4 swirled beads. Oh, they're just rolling all over the place. So I think I'm going to go in with this. No, that's too light of a blue. I have 2 of these, so these are really pretty. I don't know if I have any yellow beads. I could also do black, which would be pretty too. So I think I'm going to start off with a black bead, and then go in with this dark royal blue bead. And then I'm going to go in with this swirled bead. So this is what it's looking like so far. And then I think I'm gonna go in with this yellow bead. So this is what it's looking like. So yeah, I just, you know, I kind of just think of what colors look nice with it. You can do any colors you like. You can do all different colors. You can do a pattern, or you know, it's just fun to be able to be creative and do what you would think looks nice. And that's what's fun about crafting, is it's all about what you want to do and your design and your, you know, it's fun to be able to be creative. So I'm not sure exactly, you know, how it looks on here, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to go in and add another swirled bead like this. So I'm just placing my beads down the wire one by one. But yeah, look how pretty. So the swirls on this are just so pretty. I'm gonna go in with this beautiful, it's like a purple pink color. I'm not sure exactly the name of that color, like a freesia color. So I'm just really trying to keep it, you know, color coordinated with these gorgeous swirled beads. So let's see how it's looking. So I could keep it just like that, or I could take this bead off, and I could take this yellow bead off and then add a dark blue and a black bead. What do you guys think? Should I put this one and then do another swirled bead and then do the blue and then the black? So it's pretty cool because you can make them as long as you want or as short as you want. Sometimes I like to have a variety of different sizes for, you know, different activities. You know, sometimes I would like for her to have a shorter pacifier clip to be able to crawl around and, you know, keep her pacifier off the ground. Sometimes I like the longer ones when we're, you know, traveling or in car rides or something, because she can also play with them as well. So I think I'm going to keep it a little bit on the longer side. So I'm going to go in with another colorful swirled bead. I'm just going to place that one on there. And then I'm going to finish it off with the smaller blue and then black bead. And then we are going to grab one of our hooks. That is, if I can find my hooks that I like to use. All right, everybody, so I have found my lobster claw clips for this. I don't mind it being metal at all for you know, the piece that's going to hold on to. It could be, some toys may fit on here. A lot of the times I just use these for pacifier clips, but you can always do bigger with the claw hook, and they have all different kinds of shapes and sizes. So this is one that I just did. It came out really cute. I really liked the monkey and I love the color green, so I wanted to make her one that, you know, it's super cute, super fun. So I use this one as the claw clip for the pacifier. So yeah, I just, you know, this is something fun I like to do. So I just wanted to show you guys what I come up with, and maybe you guys can make them too. And yeah, so yeah, I go in with one more crimp bead, and I go over both of the pieces of wire, and then I grab my claw clip, and then I grab both of my pieces of wire and I take it back inside of my crimp bead, and I kind of pull just a little bit, and I place the wires down the first 1 or 2 beads. So I take my beads and I kind of fish it through and wait for them to pop out toward the end. Oh. Okay, so I pull very gently. I'm not, you know, pulling it very hard, because sometimes your crimp bead will go down inside of your first bead because it's so little. So I usually just pull, you know. So I kind of leave it just like that size, because I'm gonna go over the crimp bead with a cover. That's just personal preference on finishing off, you know, this project. I like how finished it looks when you just cover the crimp bead. You do not have to do that at all. You could just do a crimp bead and leave it as is. But yeah, so I leave a little bit of room. You know, I don't have it really tight to the hook itself. So then I go in with my crimp bead tool and I give it a crimp one way, and you can go in and flatten it, make sure it's extra secure, and then I go in again so that that crimp bead is really secure. And so yeah, you can crimp it again. I like mine really flat and tight. So then I go in with the excess pieces and I clip those so that they will be inside of the bead, and I pull that back down because sometimes they'll slide over the crimp bead. And I take my, this is my crimp bead cover. I get mine from either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I like these ones because they have like a texture on them and they're bigger, so I just like how it looks with the beads because they are pretty big beads. So I just slip that over my crimp bead, and some people take different tools to close their crimp bead covers, but I just take my crimper tool and I go right over, and there we go. This is our finished product. It looks amazing. This is better than what I had envisioned for these beads, because I wasn't sure what kind of style I was gonna go for, because I've never worked with such colorful beads before. But yeah, it came out beautiful, and all we needed today for this project was our two tools. I use my snippers, and then I use my crimp bead. I've had these tools for probably over 7 years, probably 8 years now. I love my tools, but yeah, so a lot of the things that you need are pacifier clips, crimp cover, crimp beads. You could use any size if you want, and then you can use any kind of metal clip. I've tried the acrylic lobster claws before, and for this same project, and they did not last. So what I found out that this whole thing can be washed, which I really like, because sometimes they fall on the ground or they get dirty while eating or whatever the case may be. So I also like how you can put this in the washing machine, or you can hand wash it, either way. So it will hold up and it still looks brand new. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's keep crafting.